All right. Thank you all for joining us here and online to this press conference by Dr. Jovana Ranito, who's the chair rapporteur of the UN Working Group on the use of mercenaries as a means of violating human rights and impeding the exercise of the right of peoples to self-determination. She has just presented her report to the General Assembly Third Committee, and she'll deliver some brief remarks, and then we'll take your questions. Thank you. Madam Chair.
Thank you for having me today. It's a pleasure to be here. So I just presented a report that UN Working Group on the Mercenaries did this year for the General Assembly, and it was related to the financing, so the trends and manifestations in financing of the mercenaries. What we analyzed was two levels. We made two levels of analysis for this report. One was on a micro level, looking at what is the role of the states in these interactions and who are their proxies, how they connect to the other actors. And on another level, we were looking at individual level, micro level, and how the payments to individuals are handled. In the micro level, we were looking at both pecuniary and not pecuniary payments, and usually they were related to how the mercenaries are also recruited. So when we were addressing the financing of the mercenaries, we recognized that they are both traditional banking systems and ecosystems, and they are alternative ecosystems that has been flourishing for the last 2 decades. And we looked at the way how this manifests and in what areas we could see that the states, for example, are and companies and mercenary-related actors are involved in financing and self-financing. So we were looking at the areas such as natural resources, arms trafficking and proliferation, illicit drug and industrial chemicals, online fraud and scams, provision of in-kind remuneration, so not only the payments that are monetary, and intelligence gathering. And when we are thinking, so there are other forms of how the individuals are paid and other benefits that individuals are getting this private gain that is not simply monetary, and it can go in, for example, providing mining rights, access to mining rights, or citizenship, or reducing sentences, prison sentences, for example, and so on. As I said, the main actors are states that we noticed, but there are other enablers that we identify, and those include bankers, fixers, insurance companies, and many others, shell companies, and many others. And I think that would be a short resume of what we discovered in the report. Thank you.
Online, do we have questions? I actually don't see any questions online, so I will thank you for your time and for your presentation. Thank you. Bye.